A young woman with a dream of stardom, a husband at war, and a farmhouse that feels more like a prison. How far would someone go to leave their life behind? Welcome to 1918, where the story of a villain's origin begins. The movie starts in the year 1918 in Texas. The First World War is nearing its end, and the Spanish flu is spreading very fast and difficult to control. We are introduced to Pearl, a young woman living on an isolated farm with her parents. Her husband, Howard, is currently away serving in the military. Life on the farm is bleak. Pearl's father is completely paralyzed and confined to a wheelchair, unable to move or speak. Pearl's mother, Ruth, is a strict, domineering woman who manages the farm with an iron fist. She tells Pearl that she is their only daughter, and it is her sole responsibility to care for the farm and her sick father. However, Pearl has other plans. She's obsessed with movies and has a dream of becoming a famous chorus girl. Whenever she can, she sneaks away to the local theater to watch films, imagining herself as the star. She tries to share these dreams with her mother, Ruth, but she doesn't seem to favor it at all. She shuts her down immediately, telling her to kill such foolish hopes and accept her fate as a farm girl. And we can definitely expect that from a strict woman. This suppression puts pressure on Pearl's mind. We see that she is deeply disturbed. When she's alone, she takes her frustration out on the farm animals, sometimes Arvin taking their lives. She abuses drugs and alcohol to cope with her loneliness and talks to her absent husband's picture. She often smokes cigarettes too. One day at the theater, she meets the handsome projectionist. He is charmed by Pearl. He appreciates her beauty and encourages her dreams, telling her that he sees the talent in her to be a star. He offers Pearl to watch his show without a cost, but Pearl refuses as she's a bit shy. He then gives her a reel of a film as a keepsake. She happily takes it from him. This whole incident made her feel empowered. She goes to the cornfield and dances with the scarecrow. The scarecrow is actually a human-like statue, erected in the fields to save crops from birds. In her delusion, the scarecrow becomes a real dance partner. She starts dancing with it and also does some pretty sketchy stuff to it. But as the fantasy breaks, her mental instability becomes clear. She sees the projectionist's face on the scarecrow and becomes agitated. Later, she rides her bicycle and goes back home. Today, she's late for dinner, due to which her mother is furious. She hadn't even arrived home yet, and Ruth started questioning her. She confronts Pearl about missing money, knowing she spent it at the theater. Pearl refuses to answer, leading to a tense standoff between the mother and the daughter. This causes Ruth to deny her food. The next day, Howard's sister, whose name is Mitzi, arrives. She is a wealthy woman and also seems well-dressed. She tells Pearl that a church group is holding auditions for a dance trip that will tour 7 cities. Pearl sees this as her golden ticket out of the farm. Mitzi encourages her to audition, admitting she plans to try out as well. Pearl is overjoyed and thinks that the moment she escapes her ordinary life has finally arrived. But a story can't have a good ending. She suddenly realizes that her mother will never in 1,000 years allow it. That night, she visits the projectionist again, who boosts her confidence even more. He shows her an adult film from France to broaden her horizons. Pearl is fully lost in the film. He encourages her and tells her that she must chase her dreams at any cost. After a long day, Pearl finally returns home, conflicted. She feels her parents are the only obstacle in her way. The next day, she wheels her father to the edge of a swampy lake where a large alligator lives. She considers pushing him in to free herself from the burden of his care. But her mother intervenes just in time. She asks her about what she was doing. She tried to play it off by replying that she was just talking to her father. On hearing this, Ruth tells her to take her father back home. That evening, the tension exploded. because Ruth had found a pamphlet of the audition in which Pearl was going to participate, and they started arguing. Ruth tells Pearl that she is ungrateful of what she has and that her dreams are failures. In the struggle, Ruth's dress catches fire from the stove. Pearl throws boiling water on her to put it out, due to which Ruth is severely burned. Instead of helping her, Pearl drags her mother to the basement and locks her in. Now, she has completely lost her mind. Imagine your family stood between you and your biggest dream. What would you do? Pearl then flees to the projectionist's arms, spending the night with him. The next morning, he drives her home. Pearl invites him inside, but the house is a mess, and he hears thumping from the basement. Pearl lies, claiming it's her dog, but the projectionist senses something is deeply wrong, due to which he gets scared. He tries to leave, making excuses. As he tries to drive away, Pearl snaps. She thinks that he is leaving her in the midst of all this. She accuses him of abandoning her. In a fit of rage, she grabs a pitchfork and strikes him in the chest. He still tries to escape by his car, but he has lost all his energy due to the attack dropping him instantly. After that, she strikes him one more time to make sure that he's not breathing. She disposes off his car and body in the swamp. Fully committed to her dark path now, Pearl returns to the house, and one by one starts taking lives. She first goes to the basement and ends her suffering mother. Then she goes to her father, and believing she is showing him mercy, she suffocates him. Now, she thinks, she is finally free to be a star. Pearl arrives at the church for the audition, wearing her best red dress. She delivers a really intense and emotional dance performance. However, the judges are looking for a more traditional, all-American look, with blonde hair and blue eyes. They reject Pearl. On hearing this, Pearl suffers a complete breakdown, begging the judges to reconsider, screaming that she is a star. But no one cared about her screams and cries. Without a thought, she gets kicked out of the church. This incident completely breaks her down, leaves her hopeless and completely devastated. Mitzi finds her crying outside and offers to walk her home. Pearl, in a state of shock, invites Mitzi in. At the dining table, Pearl confesses everything. She delivers a long, heartbreaking monologue about her loneliness, her resentment toward her husband for leaving, and admits she ensured her parents and the projectionist wouldn't survive. Mitzi is terrified. She tries to leave, telling Pearl that she got the part in the dance trip. This was enough to make Pearl lose her mind. She snaps again because what was denied to her, the dream she took lives for, has been given to someone else. Mitzi runs for her life, but Pearl chases her down with an axe. She catches Mitzi on the porch and brutally ends her life, eliminating the last person who knows her secret. The movie ends with a chilling scene. Pearl arranges the decomposing bodies of her parents at the dining room table to simulate a family dinner. Suddenly, the front door opens. It is Howard, her husband, finally home from the war. He walks into the dining room to find the gruesome mess Pearl had created. Pearl looks up at him, forcing a strained, manic smile through her tears, desperate to maintain the illusion of a happy life. If this little psychological trip entertained you, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, because we've got plenty more recaps waiting.